Hello, everybody, and welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash, and today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and discuss what's happening. Right, what's happened so far over the week? What we're expecting going forward? Before we get into any details of what's happening with Bitcoin, please make sure to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel by clicking on this link here. And if you want to stay updated to the content that we produce almost every single day, make sure to also click on the bell icon. You can give us a follow on Twitter at FXS Crypto, and if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to give me a follow as well at Mangeko with a zero at the end. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. There's a couple of things happening here, so let me just try and explain as best as I can, right? So the first thing we have is this 8-hour chart that we've been looking at for quite some time. The RSI has been pretty efficient in predicting cycle tops, not cycle tops, but basically local tops. So far, what's happened is that the last time we discussed Bitcoin, I spoke about the bear flag pattern here, right? And there was a clear breakdown. I mean, the last time I discussed this, I think we were just breaking out, and I expected the price to kind of retest this, reject, break down, and my target was 15,800. And then I discussed another fractal, which also predicted a drop down to $16,000, right? That's the recap of what's happened so far. After this breakdown, we had the price did it wicked down a lot. As you can see here on October 13th, it went as low as 17,917 on some exchanges. And this was basically, this happened basically due to the CPI announcement that took place, where the expectation was 8.1%, but the actual was 8.2%. Since the actual exceeded expectations, the price tanked quite a bit in a very brief amount of time, which was followed by a quick recovery, which pushed Bitcoin price up by roughly 5%, right? So this was a really good run up that we saw yesterday. A lot of altcoins rallied quite a bit as well. Me personally, I long Uniswap coin and book profits earlier today. Kind of shorting a lot of altcoins right now, but with relative to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is currently facing this 30-day moving average, 30-day EMA, which also coincides with this bear flag slower trend line, right? So for me, I think like technically it is bullish, right? If you look at this particular trend line, right, which has been a rejection, which has been rejecting Bitcoin since May 31st, right? We've kind of broken above that, right? But right now, as you can see, there's still a lot of confluence of resistance from the bear flag and the 30-day EMA. So until and unless we get like a daily candlestick close above this 30-day EMA, I am still going to be bearish. That doesn't mean that we cannot explore other bullish outlooks, right? So let's get into the correlation, right? So if you look at this correlation, right, between Bitcoin and Nasdaq 100, you can see that usually it is around 0.92, but you see these drops in correlation, these pockets where it actually drops. So let's take a look at what's happened so far over the year, right? Year to date, you can see there's been massive drops in volatility, and the most latest one was what happened on October 14th. Basically, it dropped from 0.75 to 0.31. The previous one happened on August, and the one before that was on July 12th and June 18th. If you just look at these drops, right, you can see that sometimes when correlation drops, the Bitcoin price also drops, and sometimes when the correlation drops, Bitcoin price rallies, right? And with CPI being the common denominator between Nasdaq and the Bitcoin or the crypto markets, I decided to check for these last 4 drops, right? The drop on June 6th and the drop on August 25th, they did not coincide with any CPI announcement. However, the drop on July 12th and the drop in correlation on October 13th basically coincided with CPI drops happening a day or two around this particular date, which made me look at the price actions of these two charts, right? If you look at June 13th, July 13th, right, you can clearly see this was July 13th. This is June, and there it is. So July 13th is when the price dropped. Bitcoin price dropped roughly 5%, was it? 4 point. Hold up, there's no magnet turned on. My bad. Right, so it dropped 4%, and then the next day it continued rallying higher. It rallied roughly 33%, retesting this midpoint of this whole particular range. Right now, this is the first point, and the second point when the correlation actually dropped was here on 13th of October. So if something similar were to happen here, I think we are going to rally. We're going to ignore the resistance confluence here, or basically overcome that, and then make a run up to basically 20,300, with this resistance barrier extending from 20.3 to 20.7K. Now that's what I'm looking at for now. Although things could escalate from here, I'm trying to stay as conservative as possible, right? If the bearish outlook trumps, in which case you can expect the price a rejection here, basically followed by a move down to the June 18th low at 17,593, and then if the selling pressure continues to build up, then we can expect Bitcoin price to reach 15,800. Personally, I am betting my chips on 15,551. That is a really significant level from a high time frame perspective using volume profiles. So that is basically my take on Bitcoin. For now, I'm conservatively optimistic, but skeptical as well. Our confirmation for a bull run that probably could extend all the way up to 25K, and beyond that 29K, 28K would happen if Bitcoin price overcomes the 22,000 level, right? If we can flip 22K, which is here, right, then we can expect Bitcoin price to go up to 25K and then 28 to 29K. So that is basically my take on Bitcoin. If you enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to stay updated with the trades that I discuss here, you can join my Telegram group or my Discord, the links for which are given here, right? Let me just pin this tweet. Right, my Telegram, YouTube, and Discord are given here, so make sure to go ahead and join. So that is pretty much it for today's take. Have a great weekend.